Okay, so in today's video, I'll teach you guys how to coat a screen with emulsion for screen printing. Preparation is everything. Stay tuned. Alright, so before we start, just want to go over and I'll show you guys how I do mine. But before that, I'll show you guys which emulsion do I buy. And then these are the scoops, right? The scoopers. And so I want to show you guys, this was the first one that I bought. It was 12 inches. And it's the second one that I bought is 14 inches. And I want you guys to see the difference in size because the size, it matters, and it's a lot easier if it's closer to your screen, right? So these screens I bought on Amazon, and I'll put the link below, and the scoopers I also bought on Amazon. So at first I bought this 12-inch, right? As you can see, you see how much space is between all of the entire screen. So it's really difficult, and then it's not difficult, but what happens is, okay, so what happens is that there's a lot of space on the side. So if there's a lot of space on the side, then you have to tape it up, right? So look at the difference between this one that's 14 inches, right? And it fits almost perfectly to the screen. Right, you see that? See? So it's a lot better if the scooper is really close to the size of your screen. This is the outer part of the screen, and I always do that side first. So I place it, I rock it, and I let it flood a little bit, the emulsion, and then I scoop gently all the way up, right? And then I rock it back, and then I cut it. Same thing. I place it, I rock it, and then I go up, right? And then I rock it back, and then I cut it. Alright, so the first thing is, anytime you're dealing with emulsion or anytime you're coating a screen, you have to do it in a dark room. So that's why we moved rooms, and that's why we don't have any bright lights in there, and the lights are off, and we have a small bulb in the corner. So the first thing is, this is the emulsion that we use, and I'll put the link where I buy it from. And then if you're using a regular table, make sure you cover it because emulsion gets kind of messy. So another thing is that I want to share with you guys, in the first part I did it with one hand, and with one hand for me is a little bit harder. I know people with experience, if you check other videos on YouTube, they do it with one hand. They hold the screen with one hand, and then they coat it with the other hand. But for me, using two hands is way easier, and for me it comes out way better. So as you can see right now, I am filling the scooper up with emulsion, and this is the way I do it, just a little bit less messier, because the bucket is a little bit big. So if I put it straight from the bucket, sometimes I miss. Sometimes, what if I get emulsion in the floor or something happens? So I use a scooper here, and I use this regular big giant spoon to take the emulsion out. So I usually fill, depending on how many screens I'm doing. In this case, I was doing 4 screens. So I'm going to fill up the scooper, not completely full because it's going to get messy, but in a way that you're going to have enough to do 4 screens. So that's exactly what I'm doing right now, and before I start. I always start out, like I told you guys, the screen, the outside of the screen, I coat that one first, because when you're pushing from the inside, the thickness, you want the thickness to be on the outside. So the outside first, right? You place it, you rock it, and then with 2 hands, you see that? It looks like glass. You stop, you rock it back. Make sure you guys rock it back, and you cut it. Okay? So you go on the inside. There's the inside of the mesh. And I do the same thing. I place it, I rock it, let it flood a little bit, let the emulsion touch the screen, and then I go this way. So now that I'm going on the inside, it's pushing basically the emulsion towards the outside of the screen. Alright, so let's do it again. Remember the outside of the screen first, right? You place it, you rock it, and you go all the way up. See how smooth that is? To the inside. Remember when you get to the top, you gotta rock it back and let the emulsion come back in the scooper. Right? Alright, so after we're done, we put it in the dry. This is my drying rack, and you fit about 4 to 5 screens at the same time. I put a fan in the front. Usually, so I suggest leaving it overnight. If not, you can wait for 2-3 hours. It's just you have to see. You know, it all depends on your humidity, and it all depends on how if you have a fan, if you don't have a fan. So as long as it's dry, you can test out which time is best for you. And now we have all this emulsion, right, left in the scooper, and we have to save as much as we can, so we're gonna pour it back.
I like it.
So let's pour all this back. Make sure you seal it airtight and leave it in the dark room. And there you go. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please subscribe. And I'm uploading every single day for 30 days.